What's up guys, it's Kit Dale here from kitdaletraining.com and I want to talk about something super important today. What are the best foods to eat for jiu-jitsu or wrestling? Now before I start, I'm going to tell you guys we do have a Christmas sale on at kitdaletraining.com, 25% off. All you put in is Kitmas. That's right, my name, Mass, Christmas. Yeah, it's a play on words. Well done to my marketer. Kitmas in capitals, and you'll get 25% off at kitdaletraining.com. So go check that out. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you as a person, not as a nutritionist or a dietitian or anything, just as me that's played with multiple different diets. I've competed in professional sports for the last 15 years possibly. I've competed at a state level at hockey. I've competed at a state level at Australian rules football. I've competed at a world level on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Almost forgot that one. And multiple other things. And I've played around with diets. I've put on a lot of weight. I've lost a lot of weight. I've put on a lot of muscle. I've lost a lot of muscle. So I want to talk to you guys about the best foods I think for grappling. Now, I've done, and I really hate this idea of fad dieting. I've done it all. I fucking hate it. You know, I've done all these, low fat diets. I've done high fat diets. I've done ketogenic diets. I've done intermittent fasting, every single thing. And the hardest thing is when you do anything that's like a crash diet, it's fucking near impossible to maintain. And I'm sure you guys can relate to me if you've ever done this. You know, you do well for like, 3 or 4 weeks, and then you fucking start struggling so much. You stop burning so much fat off, you might lose a whole lot of weight in that first, month, which most of it's water weight, and then you start losing more, and then it slows down, and you're frustrated because you're like, okay, I'm fucking eating fuck all, and I'm not losing this weight, and so you eat less, and the weight stays on still, and you don't realize what you start doing is you start damaging your metabolism. So you're not getting any kind of results, you're frustrated because you're not eating anything, you're hating life. And then you see that fucking donut, and you walk past that shop and that donut's talking to you and you're like, oh man, I could do anything for that fucking donut right now. And you think just a little lick. And then you grab that and you lick and the whole fucking thing goes in your mouth and you swallow it before you know what's going on. And then you're fucking guilty and you think, oh man, I fucked up this diet. I'll get back onto it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes and you're eating shit again. And then you're like, I'll do it on the next day. And then the next week and the next month. And before you know it, you put all that weight back on plus more. And you are back at step 1. Actually, probably at step -1 right now. So this is what happened to me all the time. And it was really frustrating because I couldn't figure out, and I just thought, I had such a bad stigma surrounded around diets because I was like, you know what, I don't want to diet because I fucking hate it. And I've been competing really badly because 1, I had a shit diet, and 2, having a shit diet doesn't make me want to train very hard, doesn't want to make me work very hard, makes me feel shit, I sleep worse. And basically everything was a lot worse because of my diet. And as much as you try and imagine it's not, it really is. Imagine, like people always say, imagine having a Ferrari and you're filling it with fucking dirty water. That's what you're doing all the time. So of course you're not going to run, on your optimal level. I tried everything. And I come to the conclusion that the best possible thing for grappling is eating non-processed whole foods. And it doesn't even matter how much you have. Now, of course, every individual is going to be very different. Okay, and if you want something specific to you and you want to get your blood taken or, get the test that I did with my bloods where they tell you exactly what foods work for you and what don't, I found out that something that shocked me was egg whites were really bad for me. And I've been thinking that was the best thing for me, and I'd eat a lot of egg whites and my stomach would feel pretty shit, but it was really bad for me. That, cashews, wheat, and a couple of other things. So I don't drink alcohol, I don't drink coffee or caffeine, I don't do any drugs, I don't smoke or anything like that, so I'm quite clean, but like things like that were really bad for me, which was fucking shocked me. So I think the best thing to do is cut out all the processed foods, okay, because processed foods are usually stacked with sugars and chemicals and stuff like that, usually to make them last longer or whatnot. I cut out all of that and I started eating whole foods. And I'm not super stressed on how I place them. I just make sure that whatever I'm having is made, okay? I make it myself. I don't go out there and I get something that's already made, I make it. Whether that's potatoes and salmon or whatever it is, and I put lots of salt on it, I'm fucking very happy with that. As long as I make it myself, it's been really fucking good for me. And the best thing is I can eat as much of it as I want and I'm still losing weight and I feel amazing. My sleep has improved so much. my output. I competed at the World Championships this year, still undertrained because I ended up not being able to train 2 weeks before my competition, but I competed the best I've ever competed, and I felt so good and I felt so full of energy. And I think a lot of that was because of the diet, because the diet helped me sleep more, it helped me train harder, made me feel better, and you feel better about yourself. I don't know if you've ever reached a point where you're like super happy with the way your body is, but it feels fucking good. You know, you probably noticed if you watch me on Instagram, I've been posting a lot of topless selfies and shit like that in videos because I'm fucking proud of how I look. And it's a really cool feeling when you are that proud. You know, it's like the opposite of what most people sort of do. It's like, oh, this guy's happy with himself. You know, fucking don't be so fucking vain. We try and pull people down instead of trying to lift each other up and stuff like that. And I've definitely been in that position too, especially when I'm unhealthy and I see other people doing really well. It fucking bothers me because I become a little bit of a hater. But when you are in that position and everything's going well, it feels so much fucking better about yourself. Everything improves. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you act, the goals you set, everything improves. So I think the diet's really important to really manage. And I feel like for me, it's been such a breakthrough because I found one that I fucking enjoy. And I legit mean I enjoy. I look forward to breakfast. I look forward to lunch. I look forward to dinner. We've got so many different options. So we've created a meal plan, me and a nutritionist, and my partner have created a meal plan. It has over 80 fucking meals in it, which are great because then it kills like the monotony of eating the same shit. I don't want to ever eat fucking boiled rice or boiled chicken and fucking tree leaves ever again. I want to eat good whole foods. So we've got 80 different meals, so you can select and try different ones, and we've got it all set out for which days to make sure that we keep your metabolism fast. One of the biggest problems when people diet is they cut out too much energy. And what happens, imagine your metabolism is there designed to, burn a certain amount of energy, okay? Depending on how much energy you put in, it'll decide how much to burn. If you're eating shit all the time, it's gonna burn very high, which doesn't mean it's a great thing because, the faster your metabolism burns, the more damage it's gonna do to a lot of your organs as well. You don't wanna have it super high, but you don't wanna have it super low either, because then what's gonna happen is you're going to stop burning fat. So a lot of people make the mistake of they cut out so much energy that, they lose a little bit of weight real quick, but their metabolism says, oh fuck, we're not getting any more food in here. Okay, so we're gonna slow down just in case we don't get any more. So it goes into like a starvation mode. So you do more damage to your metabolism, which you don't wanna have to do that. So we make sure that with a meal plan that it's portioned appropriately so that your metabolism is always at a good, healthy level. The other thing I want to explain to you guys too when it comes to dieting, which is something that blew my fucking mind, is that every single taste in this world, or food or flavor in this world, except for breast milk, is taste acquired. That means no matter what it is, you can get used to it. And a lot of people, when they're eating a lot of shitty foods and they go and eat healthy food, it tastes like shit. It tastes really bland to them. And it's because they're so used to, those vibrant fucking flavors and all those sugars that, they get used to that, and then suddenly they go to something that doesn't have near as much, even though it's better for you, but it tastes like shit. And the same thing when you're eating healthy for a while and then suddenly you go and have a glass of Coke, it tastes like chemical fucking acid. Or you go have a donut and it tastes way too sweet. Because the body becomes less responsive to what we continuously stimulate it with. So if you're continuously stimulating it with sugars, then you're going to need more sugar to get that same feeling. It's the same thing with coffee. If you're a coffee drinker and the first time you have a coffee, you're like fucking buzzing, and then suddenly you're having 2, 3, 4 coffees to get the same effect. Same thing with drugs, same thing with everything, alcohol as well. Whatever you continuously stimulate yourself with, you become less sensitive to. So if you want to enjoy healthy foods, then you have to stop eating the shitty ones, which is a little bit hard at first, but then it gets easier and easier. And then the healthy foods taste so fucking good. You don't need to drown them with sauce or with salt or whatnot. It tastes so good because your taste buds have adapted to that. So just know that when you are going on a diet, and I don't like saying diet, I like saying when you're going on, let's say a meal plan, or you're changing your lifestyle, there is going to be a little there's going to be that transfer time of like getting used to something else. But everything that is healthy can eventually taste really good, taste as good as that shitty stuff that you've been used to. And your body's going to thank you for it. You're going to feel so much better. You're not just going to feel so much better physically, but mentally you're going to be much better. You're going to feel better about yourself. People will see that. People feel that. That shit is contagious. It's I can't stress to you guys enough how good that feels if you've never done that. And I've fallen off the tracks too. I'm not always like that. You know, I was traveling for 2.5 years up till about 3 months ago. So it was very hard for me to eat well. And I said to myself, you know what, I'm just going to eat what I have, because a lot of times I'm staying at different people's places. And I don't want to go there and say, oh, look, I can only eat these things. I want to eat what they have. So I did that for as long. And I try and do as well as I can during that. But I'm telling you, now I feel 100 times better. Not just about that, but about life. So my advice to you guys is, and I'm not going to get too specific because it would require me having your weight, you know who you are, what you're doing, how much. But that's why we created the program to be able to deal with that. But eating whole foods as much as you can will make the biggest difference you've ever seen. If you just cut out all your processed foods, I can guarantee you, you'll see a huge change. I've seen people do this where they just eat fucking potatoes, nothing but potatoes, and they lose a whole heap of weight. I'm not saying to eat nothing but potatoes. I wouldn't do that either. That's why we created so many different meals, because I wanted to make sure that you have a huge variety of the foods that you really enjoy eating. But if you just cut out all your processed foods, you will lose weight. You will feel so much better. But if you want to take it to the next step, send us a message, or I'll post a link in this video, and you can check out our meal plan. Like I said, it has over 80 different meals. No meal plan in the world has that many meals, so you can choose and select from it. It has different categories to tell you what you can choose on what day, which ones you have. I think you guys will love it. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped somehow. If it didn't, just punch me in the dick when you see me. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Don't forget, we have a deal at kitdaletraining.com, Kitmas. That's right, the marketer was super fucking creative. Go there, check it out at kitdaletraining.com. Otherwise, check out all my other videos there as well. And love you and leave you. So hi to your mum for me.